What's up, guys? Back with another video. Today we are going to be working on the Civic, and we're going to start off with fixing the rust on the quarter panels like any ordinary Civic. But before we do that, we have to actually gut the car, and I also want to figure out how I'm going to adapt the steering wheel off of a 98 Integra and put it on here. But before I mess with the steering wheel, I want to get the entire interior gutted and then start working on the rust behind here, because if you look at the rust, it's small, but on the inside of the panel it's way worse, and it comes down to here, which I need to fix badly because it's getting worse and worse. So what I'm going to do is scuff all of these parts, sand them down, get all the rust cut out, and then hopefully weld in something else. If you look on the rust on the side of the car, we got some rust under the paint, so it's causing the paint to bubble. So I'm going to sand that down and try getting all of that out, and then spraying some rust preventatives on there. And then I got some rust right here. So I have the exact same amount of rust on the other side of the car, which is going to be a little hard to mess with because there should be Bondo right here, but it shouldn't be thick. So I'm going to figure out how I'm going to tackle all of this, and then maybe if I can get to it in this video, I'm going to polish up the rear wheels and paint them to match the front ones, because those look way better and those don't. So let's get into it. Okay, so as you just saw in that time lapse, I took out the seats and both plastic pieces in the back, and the back seats, of course. So we got everything out of the car that we needed to, and I will set up a couple of lights and show you guys what the rust looks like in the panels back here. You can't really see them right now, but once I get some light down there, you'll be able to see them. But if you look down there, the rust is pretty bad. It is super bubbled. It's kind of hard to see from this angle, but I'm going to try hitting it with a wire wheel first. And this side's the exact same. If the wire wheel can't get it off, I'll end up hitting it with a little scuffing pad instead. And if there's any holes, I'll just paint it with rust preventative stuff and wait to get it welded up. But let's get into it. Okay, as you saw, it's pretty difficult to try to record because my camera keeps falling. So I'll quickly get this panel up and try getting it as clean as possible before I start standing on the outside of the car. But I'll cut to when I'm done. See you. Okay, so in the last clip, I told you that I was going to sand the inside of this quarter panel down because it was a little rusty on the inside. So show you what I got done. as you can tell, the rust is way worse than what it looked like before. There's a hole right there. Get some light on that. There's a hole right there, and that's a pretty big hole. And then there's another smaller hole over there. So the plan is to take off the side skirts and see how far down the rust actually goes, because if you look, the rust goes pretty far down, and the further down it is, the worse it is. So I don't want to paint my whole car and then rust spots start appearing because I didn't get it properly taken care of. So let's get into it. Okay, so I decided to sand the rust on the side of the car, and thought I was recording, but clearly I wasn't. But if you look, I got a big hole right here. So that's not good. It's about, I can almost fit my pinky in that one. And then I got a smaller hole right here. But I sanded this whole lower portion because on the inside of the car, it looks way worse. So I'm gonna keep attacking this and getting this, get further back here to see if there's any more rust. And then I might come up slightly around here because I feel like the rust goes higher. So I'll get that in a time lapse and I'll see you later. I finished sanding on the side of the car. I didn't realize till after I had sanded that my phone didn't record all the way, but I sanded on this side to check if there were any more through parts, like these two holes down here, because I wouldn't have found these holes if I didn't sand on the outside, because as much as I was sanding on the inside, it didn't make a difference because of how everything was laid out. So I sanded out here and found a couple spots that weren't actually through but needed to be sanded so I can spray it with a rust reformer. And then just for tonight, I will paint this section and have it coated with a rust reformer till I actually go to do the paint job. And then tomorrow I will do this exact same process on the other side, on the inner and outer quarter panel. as you just saw there, it looks like I hit a pocket of Bondo, which I grounded through most of it, and there's not as many high rust spots as there was on the other side. I feel a couple imperfections that I'll quickly hit, and then I'll spray this with a rust reformer so then it don't rust whenever I'm letting it sit, because I want to paint it, but I don't want the rust to still be there whenever I go to paint it, because that'll just be more work for me to do. So let's get into it.
Discard! 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 Discard!
So we accomplished a decent amount in this video, but not everything I wanted to do. I wanted to go around the whole car and see if there were any rust spots, but I don't think I have enough time for that within the time frame I have. But the next video, we will be tackling the wheels, and I will be sanding those down and polishing those. I started those already, but I already have the front ones done. So I'm trying to make the rear ones look like this. I think that looks way better than the painted silver that they come with OEM. So I'll get the rear wheels done, and then I'll have all my wheels complete. So then whenever I paint my car, it all looks uniform. But do not do what I did in this video, because what I did isn't really what you should do. I was just looking for rust, so I sanded down a lot more than what you normally would. So in the next video, hopefully this will be patched up, those two holes, and then on the other side, hopefully that hole that I had uncovered under here is patched up. But I got the rust off of both sides, and that's what I wanted to accomplish mainly. So in the next video, we'll accomplish the wheels. Then I might actually start sanding on the rest of the car. I'm not sure yet, because I want to get the car prepped for paint within the next 2 months. I'm hoping I get it painted before my birthday, so that'll be it for today's video. And if you guys want to watch one of my videos again, subscribe and hit the like on the video, and make sure to click notifications, and you'll see more progress on my 98 Civic HX.